Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another episode in our legendary Skrolk campaign for Total War Warhammer 2. Special thanks to Adam, Clinton, and Westworld for the very generous donation to sponsor this campaign. If you'd like to sponsor a campaign yourself, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Happy to set that up for you. Alright, let's go ahead and get back in here. So we are, I think, just going to come down here and raid them, just so we're doing something for a little bit, see if we can spot them.
Aboard the Tower of Blessed Tread.
Kind of buying some time real quick because there's going to be a rebellion here. We're waiting on these two buildings to finish, so we can add more power here. Now I kind of want, I need a second army soon so I can start covering more ground and recover, because when they take these things back, it's not going to be very strong. Right, so when I take them and they take them back, I can have a secondary army go through and cover that, and the secondary army can hang back and deal with some of these rebellions while we get the public order under control. But I'm trying to save up as much money as I can before we get that secondary army. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to hire this guy.
Plague priest.
Now we're gonna have one that's gonna have the damage walls for us, but we also need one that can have multiple points in Vermintide, probably Plague Rash, and a point in Wither. So it goes down to 5. Only 5 costs when you max out Wither. We don't need Blessed with Filth maxed. You don't get it. It costs a lot more, and you don't get a lot of benefit out of it. It's nice. It's a nice little spell, but it comes stock on Skrolk. So we'll probably get it maybe with a later one, but I think Vermintide is better. Also, our poison dudes, like the Plague Monks or whatever, they already have that, so it doesn't matter as much. Grab all that. Grab Wither. Then the other stuff that you can get, obviously we have the Poison Aura that we've seen, but some of the later tech stuff is Plague, which is a really good AoE spell. It's stationary, causes huge damage. It costs a lot more. I think in the base game it costs like 12 or something, or 13, and did the same damage. So it costs a lot more. They've nerfed that one. So we might use that in some circumstances, like in sieges perhaps, but this summons some Plague Monks. It is expensive for what it is, but you can get it down 3. So if we have a lot of mana, we might get that one. But, and then of course your standard Arcane Conduit reserves. Now the other stuff they have that's notable, they have Scouting, which is pretty decent, and they have Damage Walls. So the big thing about Damage Walls is we can damage and then attack on the same turn. And that helps out a ton, because obviously we want to just flood in there and surround them. But if we do that, then we won't have him in our army. So we need to have probably a designated one that's just going to go out, damage those walls. That's going to be their thing. Okay. So he's here now. Did this. We don't need to make any more buildings. Have any quests we can complete yet?
I represent council. Yes, yes, very important I am. So we treaty bargain.
Just see. I think they're gonna get killed by Itzel. Giving us something here.
Good, good. Bow before the Kraken, and I may hold the sliver
I'm still on the
of
fence
mercy.
about this guy because he doesn't have that much property yet. He's not helping me out with these guys. He could keep the elves off my back, though. He's not at war with the elves yet, though. He's at war with Itzel. I think I'll hold off on him, because I might kill him later. It would be nice to have one trade partner, though. But I'm not sure if it's worth giving up 4 properties for that.
King of the Vampires. I'm not sure if I want to cut a deal with you.
How's it going down? It says going down, but here it says it's going up. What? Whatever. Okay. That's good. Just need to get these dwarves dealt with. Now what is... This used to give, well, with Clan Moors, I guess this is Pestilence, which gives poison everybody, which we're going to have that. With Clan Moors, it gave armor-piercing damage, which was great with Rat Ogres, but... Excellent diplomacy, Skaven, blah, blah, blah. So this is pretty good, but we'll hold on to it for now. Let's see, what's their situation?
Let the bells scream,
They're
scream.
kind of holding in there. Tier 3 town. We need to get an assassin and send it over to Queek. He died. He's basically suicided on the Sentinel's garrison. Yeah, that's fine. And they're running around so much, they're not replenishing in time. They are going to replenish some here when they occupy this, most likely, but... I thought he had more of an army than that. Is that all he's got? I think he has another army sitting there.
Viletide comes.
It's mostly skink cohort. I don't think they can hire... Can they hire Saurus? They can't actually hire Saurus. Okay, so it's got to be all skinks. I believe, right? Provides garrison Saurus warriors, yeah. Okay, so they have 7 and their garrison. 8. 15 units. Mine are kind of injured, but I can bring out a lot more plague rats with this. We'll go ahead and go for it. These dwarves might come down and take it from us, but... So, army, how many? They only have 1.
Time to attack! Oil suffer. Make things sick and die. Channeling plague.
Okay, so that's a trick you can do. If I connected with him first, I would have lost movement speed here. But because I siege first and then connected, then the movement speed doesn't matter. Itzel doesn't seem to be going for me. Like, I do need to kill these dwarves. It's tough because I want to go down and kill the high elves. How many towns? Let me see how many towns they have. They have 3, yes. So they do have another town way over here from what I remember. So if I start a war with them, it's very annoying to have to go over there and deal with that. Really far out of the way. It's like one of the most annoying islands in the game. This island and these islands. Now they have changed the game since my initial Queek campaign where it was just automatically auto-resolved on sea. So you can actually fight now. But still a little awkward. Alright, let's fight him.
Fight, kill, infect.
I think 4 is fine. I think we're just going to overrun him.
Kill Shade. Fight now.
Now we are kind of overflowing with food right now. So I could, you know, take this at tier 2. But I think the dwarves are going to come down. I don't know. They're probably going to come down and take this town, if I was guessing. As soon as I take it, they're going to come down and take it again. But their day is coming. As soon as we get these catapults online, get the catapults, grab a couple more plague monks, the day of reckoning will be here. Okay. On that.
Lord Skrolk! Fear none faster.
Clanrat spears.
Rick-a-rack.
Clanrat spears.
You might say, well, I have so much money, why don't I hire a better army than this? Saving up. Sometimes you gotta save some money, so you can do other things. We're trying to save up for another army because we're likely going to go into the red when we get that army. We're not going to be able to afford it, first of all. We're going to be like maybe 1,000 gold in the red.
Lord Skrolk!
And so, you know, as with most strategy games, a core concept, and just, I would argue a lot of things in life, is to do the most with the least. Not always in life, but in strategy sections, definitely. And what I mean by that is, if you can accomplish the same goals, if I can win the same amount of armies and take the same amount of property with a 2,000 gold army, well, you don't need a 4,000 gold army then. It's just overkill. You could have been spending those resources elsewhere.
Hasten Saberas. Ready! Yes, good.
Especially when you're playing something on legendary or like toughest difficulty, you always got to do the most with the least amount of resources. Why are they running?
What orders? Fight!
Let's cook something. Why are they like literally running the opposite direction?
Clanrat spears. Slaves down. Move. As you wish. Nasty things die.
Moving.
He's a hurry. This is yes.
For clan.
Clanrat spears.
Fight! Vermin tide comes. Spells of plague.
Moving.
Hasten Saberas.
Skaven. Yes. Yes, superior one. Clan rats. Attack charge.
Whoa, what?
With filth.
I don't think y'all saw that. Like something popped up on my window there.
Vermin tide comes. Born brats will. After the shores we come. Attack! We serve. Slay no furs. Master. That the stab. Hasten Saberas. Lord Skrolk. Blessed with filth. Plague marks to me. Good God. I am Skrolk.
Yes. Clan rats.
To the vermin side. Stab. Back underground. Hasten Saberas. Die. Plague mark.
spears. Retreat, retreat.
Should not have put my main guys up against them, just straight up.
Spears.
Not flails or whatever. Let's get over here and clean these guys up.
Big priest. Fear not such. Law of pestilence. Your desire. Forward, backwards. Clan rat spears. Kill, yes. Nasty things die. For the very target. Big priest. Onward. Move, move.
Yeah, anyways, I have this conversation with people. That's probably like the most debated thing on the channel. The most debated concept is money management, basically, or resource management in a game. I had a debate in, you know, League of Legends. People were just like, there's this one character where there's a cheaper build that's like very cost efficient. You know, you get an item that's on these champs that costs maybe 2,100 gold, and you get like 4,000 gold of efficiency. You know, you start to approach 200% efficiency, and then some people are like, but this other item's so much stronger, it's so much flashier, but it's like almost 50% more gold. It's like 3,200 gold. But it's only like 90% efficient. And if you're playing a low-income role, which is basically what you're doing if you're playing on Legendary, Total War, then you can't go for the expensive stuff. You know, I would love to have a Ferrari. It'd be awesome. I can't afford it.
Victory, the horned rat shitters.
I'm rolling with a Mazda. You know, like that's just how it is. It's like, yeah, would it be cool if I went out and just bought like, you know, just had like 15 Hell Pit Abominations or something, or 15 Star Dragons or something? Yeah, but it's not happening on Legendary unless you've already won the game, pretty much. The same is also true of towns. You know, in the past, people have said, why don't you put, like, walls in every single secondary town? It's like, because you can't afford it. Both in terms of gold, it's expensive, but also in terms of,
Stone brothers.
I might just sack this. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold it right now.
For what?
Although I would like the regen. They will occupy it just because I want the regen for a turn.
Find precious.
It's only like 500 gold to buy a bunch of regen.
Loot, find trinkets for tribute.
It's the same thing. It's not only gold, but it's growth. You know, if you start throwing up that everywhere, walls everywhere, it can be helpful, but it costs growth. So it's going to slow down your growth in your main building. So sometimes it's worth it for sure to put walls in certain places, but I've had people in the past say, oh, they took your secondary town like this one over here. Why didn't you power attack it? Or they sacked it. Why didn't you throw in all these defensive buildings? Sometimes it's okay if they take some stuff and you take it back. It's fine. It's a trade. Strategically. So don't feel like with most factions, if they take one of your towns or something, like it doesn't matter that much. I mean, think about it this way too. If you tech this up, like if I were to tech this up all the way, it would cost me 2 growth. It's not as expensive with Skaven, but a lot of factions, you know, it might cost you 8,000 to 10,000 gold to tech this thing up to tier 3 just so you get walls to protect it. And then how much gold is it actually generating for you? You know, a lot of towns maybe 300. So is it worth spending 8,000 to 10,000 gold to protect something that is only going to generate 300 gold in the short term? In the long term, sure. But like early on in the campaign, it's not really worth it. You know, when you could just let them sack it or take it or whatever, and then you just go back. What'd they do? They damaged like 1,000 gold worth of buildings or something. You just go back and retake it later. I'm just saying, sometimes it matters, but sometimes it doesn't. I think that A lot of times people might go into strategy games thinking, you know, I have to protect every single thing that I have. I can never have any losses. And it's like, a lot of times that's just not true. Because part of strategy, a lot of times, unfortunately, is figuring out what you're going to sacrifice, because you can't have everything. If it's a good strategy game, you're not going to get everything. You're going to have to make choices.
Time to eat leaders.
I think right now we just go for the growth, because we're about to have a rebellion anyways. So we're going to have to come up here, kill this rebellion, then we're going to recruit. And that should be all good. So we're not going to repair anything or do any of this stuff over here, because the dwarves might come back and retake it. We'll just have to see what their plan is. And then after we get these dwarves off of us, we could trade with them. It's only 69 trade.
Aye.
I'm tempted just to kill them, honestly, the Blessed Dread at this point. Because they're not even at war with the elves yet. There's no guarantee these elves are going to go to war with me. The problem is, I need to be taking these resource buildings. I need this one, there's one over here, and there's one over here. But if I take this, then I'm kind of committed to grabbing this whole continent, which means that I'm committed to taking out this island so the elves don't come and backdoor me. And I think that's just going to take too long. I guess I'll just let them have it. That's fine. Let's just do a trade agreement. We'll just bro up with them. Hopefully the elves go after them instead of me.
To the rodent.
Elves might kill him anyways, but I need someone just to keep him distracted over there. I'll give me something for that.
Mathlan wills it.
Okay. Now we have lost a lot of time on techs, but we just can't safely get a lot of these techs right now.
Damage taken.
Because these dwarves are backdooring us. So we have to be able to protect our main place. With the Queek campaigns, usually you can protect your secondaries.
Slaves. I have mangy ones. Yours are no furs. Exchange?
Sure.
Many poxes to trial. You, many bodies I can test trial on. An accord, then?
Not yet, man. We will kill the Lizardmen soon enough, but not yet. I know that one. Straight. Vortex campaign does give you a lot of quests too, which is pretty cool. Kind of rewards you for doing stuff you're already doing. See, they start level 7 and they have 10 skills whenever they hire new lords, so it keeps them relevant.
No, blame you.
For real.
Foolish thing.
Here it on this side, so I can't attack him on the first turn. It's pretty annoying.
I am the Plague Lord.
Okay, these are only 1 turn to hire. Nice. They're only 125 gold too. That's pretty sweet. These take 2 turns to hire though. Okay, well, let's go ahead and pop up here.
In Liber Bubonicus.
Don't think
He
so.
cannot attack and siege me in one turn.
Decay and die. Rest stupor, my brethren.
Dominating scheme is growth, public order, construction on buildings. It's pretty decent. We need a pestilent knave. Is that the tier 2?
Skaven slave revolt!
Yes. So this gives quite a bit of corruption and adjacent corruption. It also gives 1 public order. We're still getting +2 for the corruption, even though we're at 3. +2 public order for the corruption. You can balance this out by non-corruption if you go like... you want to get something like Rubbish Pit. And this also does give you 1 extra unit or recruitment capacity if you go for a tier 2 scavenge pile. Now, I think getting something like a scavenge pile can be nice to balance it out because you don't want to go full on once again, remember? So you want like, you know, if you can balance it out at maybe like 60% or something.
Cankerous delight.
I don't know if I want to get rid of my slaves, so I can get rid of some of these guys.
Doom decay. Lord Skrolk.
Okay, and they are not considered anything. Wow. So they aren't considered capped at all, which is really sweet.
Lord Skrolk.
Only 125 per turn, so there's really like literally no reason to run these over them. These are only 35 more, and they're like infinitely stronger. I guess they have less health. These have a lot more health. These have like 15,000 health or something, right? It's 5, but these have, if I just want a lot of health, just go with these. I mean, the leadership is huge because these usually do not have very high leadership.
You're in Liber Bubonicus.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's quite a lot. I'm going to get rid of these slingers and probably replace them with plague claw catapults, which are also like super cheap. Now I could get rid of these last 2 rats and replace them with just Skaven slaves if I wanted to. I mean, they have similar health. They have a little bit, you know, they have a little bit less melee defense, a little bit, you know, a lot less armor. I mean, I'm not that hard up for money. It's like, really, it just costs 50 more gold right now just to get normal clan rats. Okay, I think that's fine for now. That's quite a bit of these things, but these are so much stronger. So much stronger, but they just have less health. So I still do need a front line, but... Alright, Sentinels of Time. They may not actually come over here. They're not moving for it. Maybe I can just throw down a cheat building and see what they do. Let's throw down a storage caves. Or rattling warren. That's what we need. If they sack it, it's just 500 gold, whatever. If they don't, I get extra growth. It's nice. Okay. Now we need those plague claw catapults. But I need to kill this rebellion before it gets to a 20 stack, because I'm not sure if I can beat it.
against council orders.
Might be able to beat a 20 stack, but we'll start. We need these guys anyways, and so we can kill this, and then next turn hire the Plague Claw. That's how we'll run it.
Not let my lack of eyes fool you. I can see your soul, and it is awake.
Those Lizardmen could also come up and smash that up. I forgot about that. Oof. So what am I at? I'm at 25, 318. This would be a... Well, can I... I've got 4... Got 4 minutes from below. Now, these are really entered, though. We'll just give it to them. I don't think we can beat their lord, probably. It'd be like a 30-minute fight. It's 25, 318. I just want to see if I get refunded that 500 for the building. Backdoored all the clowns. They took 7 gold worth of wealth with them when they sacked it. That's hard to say because I got my money for the turn. I didn't do the exact math on there. It did actually let me finish the rat ones. Okay, so if they don't take it, I do get to finish it.
Magic.
It does give them experience and let them level up a little bit.
No, you failed. Gracie.
You art caught.
It's really rough. These guys are getting ahead of me up here too. I need to start moving on this warp stone.
No, blame you. Cankerous delight.
I think we should be able to beat them.
Unleash bubos.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna.
Fight
I mean,
my
we're gonna slaughter.
brothers.
Especially because we have our garrison. So.
Unleash corruption. I have no use for them. Art Plague Lord demands sacrifice. These specimens are no good.
I might do this, even though I don't need the food, just so I get that buff. The charge bonus and the speed.
They are
I'm gonna fight the
now.
dwarves within a few turns.
Soon shall be Art Plague Lord.
I might actually go respected and feared here because it's pretty cheap army still. It's only 2,500. So I do want to get over here to the cost reduction and lightning strike and all that stuff in the blue tree. It's really strong historically, but respected and feared is significant. I mean, extra weapon damage and melee attack on plague monks. Now, is the melee attack overkill though? How much defense? It's at 46 defense. How much offense do we have? 55. When we get into battle, we're gonna get. Is his thing plus 10 in battle, or is that everything? It's plus 10 outside of battle too. Okay. So it's already reflected there. So he's gonna have 54, and then he's gonna get 10 bonus, right? That's 64. And this gives 74. If I'm remembering anything else, that's 74.
The victory, the horned rat shitters.
I think it's just 74, right? And he has 46. So yeah, it's only plus 30. You need to be plus 40 before you're over the cap, so I would need to get to 86. And I'm not at 86 right now. So yeah, it's worth it.
All suffer.
You get the weapon damage also, which is definitely relevant. Where's Rod of Corruption? Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Plague Rush here.
Faithful servant.
I'm actually, the
of
more I
decay.
think about it, I kind of like Wither with my composition. Because like lowering the armor by 30 is even really good, but lowering their melee attack by 10 would give me maximum hit, and that would also give minus 60 armor, would knock off a chunk of their armor. You would just completely mow them over. So I might just double upgrade Wither. You don't have a lot of armor piercing with most Skaven. So I'd rather have that, or would I rather have like Pestilent Birth and Plague? I think I'm just gonna spend most of my magic on like just summoning stuff. How much is Blessed with? That's 12, so that's kind of expensive. I want to do that. Then even if I want to do the discounted version, it's only 5 for that. It lasts 50 seconds too. So that's pretty huge.
More than vermintide.
Okay, so we're gonna pop over here.
Tide arises.
And then we're gonna replace Slingers. They really don't do that much in fights. Like, they're nice distractions against other ranged units, but these are also good against ranged units. The Plague Claw catapults, obviously.
You're in Liber Bubonicus.
I think 4 is probably a good number. So you still need a front line. We still need a cleanup crew. I think it's solid. Okay. We gotta wait a couple of turns on that, and then we can go drop the hammer on these clowns. Now that can actually crack walls a little bit faster. So. Alright, yeah, we'll stick with the growth. 3 more turns on population. Alright. Now, if they want to come over here and siege me and try to, like, stop me from hiring, we get our whole garrison. So we get 14 more units, and that will definitely overrun them. There's a third army. Yeah, these guys are in trouble. It's possible they may want to confederate with us. I don't know what the confederation penalties are for Skaven with this mod. If it's just public order and stuff, that's not a huge deal. Okay, yeah, they
You
do
are
want
here
confederation.
with my permission, thing.
Now they will stop sieging off of that confederation, but I'm gonna have to go up there and deal with them soon. What do they have? I think we can kill them eventually.
Let the bell scream, scream.
Yeah, we would get this intact tier 3, which means I think we could go ahead and start getting. I think that's good. I want it. Even if we lose it, I don't know. I just want to give it a shot.
Rats, Whiskers. What do you want?
I really hope the starting position for the new Skaven clan on Mortal Empires will be either Skaven Blight or up to the far north. Hell Pit. But I don't know the lore. I don't know which Skaven groups are supposed to... Will they do 5,000? I mean, they're... No. What's the penalty here? 4 public order and minus 50 with other Skaven. Okay, so we don't see other Skaven yet, so that shouldn't be that big of a problem.
Hornet One watches me.
It does suck we lost Mark of the Old One here. Oh, we did get this, which will allow us to get a tech, I think, right? Yes. That's awesome. Then I don't have to buy that building. That actually helps out a ton. And that'll let us get to over here, and then eventually volatile plans when we pick that up. It's very, very strong. I think this is for... So the Globadiers are pretty good. Where's the, do we not have any for Plague Claw catapults? Yeah, there we go. But it requires ingenious plans, which is not that far off. Okay. Either way, we'll be able to learn something. So that's good. And these are pretty good. Like this gives extra recruit for clan rats. 5 defense for Skaven slaves is pretty nice. Clan rat offense. Armor for clan rats. That's actually a really big one. Take everything. The 10 armor is huge because you only have 25 base armor, so that's good. Now these are the really sweet ones that we want over here, and we can get to this, but we got to go through devious plans, which kind of sucks. It requires an assassin's hangout, which is, or hideout, which I think is tier 4. Might be tier 3. But yeah, plus 10 for plague monk units, plus 10 melee attack is massive for a tech. Okay. This is what I want. Okay, so we get 10 warpstone per turn, which we definitely want. We probably want covert choke points to try to help us defend this area. But I need this for techs right now. I mean, once I start that tech, maybe I don't need it anymore. We'll wait a turn and try it out. I guess I could get the Assassin's Hideout right now, but the thing is, these things aren't that great. They're very expensive compared to other units. I mean, I can get these Plague things. They're what, like 120 with all the discounts I have right now? These things are like 240. And they really just don't match my style that much. I mean, they're nice. Like, you can harass their units. These are good. Like, Death Runners are good. They're expensive, but I want 1 or 2 of these. They're fast. They do a ton of armor-piercing damage, and they have this armor shred mechanic, which knocks 50% of somebody's armor off, which is great. But like this, not that good. But we need this for the tech, so we can eventually get to the other tech. I would love to be able to hire catapults up here, but I got to get rid of something. So I guess we'll get rid of that. Because you have to have this, like, immediately for warpstone. Melee defense when defending is not bad, but you got to have at least the tier 1 here. 10 extra warpstone per turn, because right now I'm only making 3. Okay, and then let me check these guys out again.
Scent tells, reveals nothing.
Plus 10 armor for Skaven slaves. That's pretty legit. He can eventually get on a bone breaker too, which is nice. I mean, that's a lot of health. Life is cheap. Ambush success chance 25% is pretty big. Ravenous expansion is extra 10% on all of your regions. And extra corruption. That's pretty huge. I mean, the settlement buildings don't give a ton, but was it just like 80? It's 50. If you have like 50 different places, that's fine. I don't remember what you get if you hire a Gracier. Do I have a Gracier somewhere? I thought he had one. Good guy.
Where next now? Who are you?
He ran down here. Okay.
A true disciple.
diplomacy with other Skaven could be handy. Food sucks. Extra 10 leadership's pretty big. And you get a Screaming Bell mount, which is not as much damage as the other one, but it has some nice aura. I don't remember what the aura is, but it's got 2 different auras. And you can summon up a bunch of, you know, Skaven. This stuff. Come from raiding. 10% extra movement speed. Food, probably not going to matter. So it basically comes down to 10 leadership, some diplomacy, and then more like utility rather than raw power. I think I'd rather have that.
Guide us, Horned One!
I mean, the replenishment rate is pretty insane, and the armor is very good if we do the Skaven Slaves. The upkeep doesn't matter. They're basically free. Ambush chance is good. So they both have some good stuff. Oh, they both have this tree. Okay, so that doesn't matter. So basically what it comes down to is, do I want 10 leadership and like more utility, or do I want 20% replenishment, which is huge? I think you can only pick one of these though. Not 100%, but I think you have to pick one, which would be probably the replenishment. So do I want 20% replenishment or 10 extra leadership? Probably 10 leadership, being honest. We'll just dismiss these armies for now, I think. Definitely dismiss this one. What is...
Let the bell scream, scream.
No items. Intelligence pretty good, so we might revisit this guy. Where are his skills? Okay, never mind. He wasted all of his skills. So he's done so. Let's get him out of there.
Let the bell scream, scream.
And then this dude is...
Stink of command!
Has some potential, but...
We'll talk as cross.
Temple guards. Scary. We're not quite at war with Itzel yet, though.
Horned One watches me! Which clan?
It's a self-heal. Okay. Now this might provoke them to come at me. We'll see. Since I don't have an army in there. Reptile sacrifice thing. I like that. -4 leadership.
Loyal to Clan Can.
Okay, cool. Alright, so we're waiting one more turn on that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Aboard the every skull that decorates this deck adds to my legend. Why should I not take yours?
Shouldn't take mine because I can murder you right now if I want to. I'm just busy murdering other people.
Do not order me. With no mercy.
Right, I want a military alliance here because if the elves declare war on me, I want them to get pulled into that war.
King, I cannot guarantee your safety, especially from me.
Okay. Plagueclaw catapults just obliterate dwarves historically. They're very good against almost everything. Anything that's like tier 1, you know, type of trash units. Now, everybody's not going to get the discount on on the plague stuff, that's just Skrolk. So we have to keep that in mind. They all get the 10 melee bonus on the plague monks, but they don't get the discount. So. Drop down a little bit there. We got higher food capacity and food consumption. So we need to get back up there. The public order is going to be a huge issue. We're going to have to go up there and deal with that and protect this area soon. Let's hope these elves stay off me for a little while.
Powerful sorceress.
I could try to get a non-aggro with them, but with my hunger, I think they're gonna buy into that.
Guardian of the Field. I trust you do not expect a full well.
These guys are still trolling. Okay, we finally got a big army here. Will they fight us? They probably think they can win this. I still got some Skaven slaves in there. I think they will think they can win this. And that's another thing, is if you can kind of like appear weaker than you are, if you have the ability to do that and then attack them and beat them with tactics, stuff that it's hard for them to quantify, they may not run. Also with the Skaven, if you ambush, they can't run from an ambush. That's why it's so important to get your ambush rating up as much as you can. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Fight my brothers!
I think 4 summoning should be fine. So we have 4 from Menace from Below, and then we have 5 from Skrolk, and 5 from the other dude. It used to give you even more. I think it used to give you like up to 7 or something. So, that's pretty nutty. Where's all their... Guess their missile units are on the back. So I want to hang out over here.
Claw catapult! Our tile's yours! Clan rat spears! What?
I'm not going to be able to get that full flank on him if I do that, but... Maybe it's better just to come over here. Yeah, let's just do it this way. It's not that much further. This will get everyone to face this direction so I can get a full flank with my other units. Instead of a side flank.
I eat many things this day.
Horned rat's blessing!
Life!
tremble before Skrolk. Vermintide comes.
As you wish. Tails forward. Die, things. Cloud priest.
Scurry race.
Rush move.
Oh my god. You guys wiping them out.
Council's command! Plague monks! Eat fight! Eat fight! Yes, yes! And die! Back on the ground!
Lord Skrolk.
Plague monks! Light cast! Plague claw catapult! Now yours!
Damn, I wish Skaven felt like this one.
Lord Skrolk.
That kill! Our tails, yours! Faster, Scotty!
I always circle back to that. This is so troll.
Attack! Attack! Yes, the superior one. Now tails! Attack! Yes, yes!
Those things just like
What?
obliterate low tier like units in armies.
Tails forward! Attack! Attack!
Kill as many as we can. We're probably gonna have to chase them out and fight them.
Yes! Superior one! Yes! Kill! Kill! Scupper! Go! Advance retreat! Hasten! Hurry! Blade claw catapult! Comply, agree! Yes! Stab! Horned rat! Let's kill! Our tail's yours! Face up! Spears!
Yeah, now y'all not feeling so confident, huh? Stepping up, raiding my property. Welcome to hell.
Onward! Black Death!
Skaven slaves! See, they run! Plague monks! Council's command! Thy things! Guide us, horned one!
How tired it is. They're winded, but they have really nice vigor. I say just don't wear any armor. Just never get tired from running. So a lot of the vigor is related to like how much equipment they're carrying around, and they're basically just wearing robes and daggers. Have daggers and just run around.
Smell musk of fear! Quick!
Okay, I think that's probably good enough. It'd be really nice if I just straight up like eliminated all of them, but I think some of them are gonna get away. I'm really surprised they didn't count the Plague Monks as at least a special unit. That's pretty shocking because they are pretty strong. Like, I mean, they have like, what was it, like 75 melee attack? Even without Skrolk's like bonus, they still have like 65 melee attack. They apply poison. I mean, they're pretty good. So it's kind of weird how like the Lizardmen Saurus count as a special unit, which is like a tier 3 unit. It's good, for sure. But then, like, Plague Monks don't count as a special unit. It doesn't matter that much, because I only have 6 of them in my army anyways, but... And I'm not likely to get more than that. They're good, but they need to be part of a well-balanced army.
These specimens are no good. I have no use for them. Scamper forward. Clan pestilence is all. Scurry forth.
Let's go with respected and feared. It will eventually allow me to come over here and go with this. That's really good. 15 physical resist, 10 armor, and 5 leadership. And it also buffs up rat ogres and hell pit abominations if I ever want some of those. We'll definitely get like at least 1 hell pit. We'll need help like taking down dragons and stuff later. Just big monstrous units, but I don't know if we're gonna do rat ogres this time. Okay, so now that those guys have been taken care of for the most part, or we're working on taking care of them, I think we can safely repair that. Only 1 more turn for 3 growth, okay. I thought, yeah, we need 4 for this. Okay. Alright, and that's going to be it. So we'll just finish up. We'll see what happens during the end turn here. Extra growth, food, construction costs. I don't think we need that stuff yet. This is dropping pretty quick over here, though, so we're going to need to come up here and deal with this. Which means we're going to have to go to war with Itzel. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this since we already got the tech. I don't think we need it. We just need that building to start this tech. I think we can get rid of it now. We're not going to get Storm Vermin. Maybe ever. And then we can throw down, what's the public? It's 14. Corrupt. 80%. So when you get to 80% corruption, that's when we're getting the negative 2% or whatever. Throw down this, it gives +6. Let's throw down covert choke points and try to hold. You get a lot of movement bonuses, that's pretty nice. Underdogs. That's our garrison right now. Pretty good garrison, I mean... If we throw down covert choke points, then maybe we can just defend a rebellion with our garrison. That would be nice.
What's your back
okay. That's all good. I think we did everything else. We moved that. Don't want to change this until we come over and deal with Southern Sentinels. Don't want to hire. I mean, we have a lot of gold. Maybe let's go ahead and start a second horde here. And just start recruiting. I think we need multiple fronts right now. Need to pick up the pace here. Intelligent seems good. Okay. Go with intelligent. I can change this over to this, I believe, and eat some food. How much food do we have? 86%. We need to stay at 80%. I think we can afford to eat some food to hire more.
Not likely.
Then we can run down and kill these
Don't
dwarves.
think so.
I think we can do that for a couple of turns. Let's do it.
Clan rats are not content.
Now this kind of army, I feel like a 4,000 gold army if I go for the big ticket items, but we don't need to do that as much. We do need to hire him a one of these guys.
Victory, the horned rat shitters.
We want there. Throw him in there. And then recruitment capacity.
Horned am I.
Skaven are still pretty cheap. Then we'll go ahead and get the tier 2 stuff first. Do we want to get the full 4 of these? Can we get away with 3? I mean, these are kind of like backbone of our army. I think if anything, we can lower the amount of plague monks from the traditional army. But I think that 4 of these is pretty standard.
All hail, horned rat.
And we can get some Skaven slaves. These are not much more expensive, and they're way more effective, especially because we're about to get some technologies for clan rats. So I think we'll just go with some clan rats here. Okay, so these guys are considered special units. So storm vermin are considered special. That's what that little green banner means. You're not familiar with Steel Fates. So that means I could only have up to 6 of those in my army. Which, I mean, they are good frontliners. They're just expensive. It's 300 for those. These are like 200. They serve different purposes, but we don't need, I mean, our front line is just spawn a million rats. Like, we don't need something that's like sturdy, that's not gonna die. We just, all of our spawn stuff can die. It's fine. So, they're nice, but I think without Tweak's discount, I'm not sure if I can get them. Maybe, like for end game stuff, yeah, I might sub them out. You know, when we're fighting like death stacks of chaos, yeah, I might, you know, replace these with storm vermin. Like in super end game stuff, but like right now, I don't think we need that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing the maximum. All right. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go into the red. So now you're gonna see why I've been saving all this money. We're probably gonna go like 2,000 or 3,000 in the red. 3,000 would be a lot. We'll see if we can go like maybe just 2,000 in the red. Alright, well, I got roped in with these elves. I mean, if I have to deal with the elves anyways, I might as well just kill him. This is going to hurt our reliability quite a lot. This might get Itzel to come at us. But I don't want to fight these elves right now until I clean up the dwarves first. I kind of just want to kill this dude and just take this property. He's got a gold mine there. I'm going to do that. It might be a mistake, but 9 units for the fall unit type. Okay, well maybe that's why they didn't make them special, because they'd have to change the coding for the quest or something. Okay, so we need 2 more. And get the Rod of Corruption. That's interesting. Maybe I'll just go ahead and grab those 2 more just so I can do that quest.
Big on.
We'll do that in a little bit.
Grey Master.
Okay. I'm alright with that. How long does that last? 10 turns. Very low. And we're not at war with them, but they could come at us pretty soon, so you gotta keep that in mind. Now, why did I do that? Once again, it's because I did not want to go into a war with these elves yet. And I just want to take these guys' property. Like, they're just not really doing that much for us here. They have a gold mine and a port. That's a big money property, and it's a 4-stacked town. So I'm going to have to fight the elves anyways, then I want the full property. That's how I see it. About this rebellion. Okay, we'll figure it out next turn. I might be able to just let this rebellion sit for a second and then kill it next turn. But we'll figure it out next time. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this. Special thanks to Adam and Westworld and Clinton. Sorry, I'm tired. It's late at night. But I appreciate the generous donation sponsoring this campaign. Be sure to email me at thestratchprofessor@gmail.com if you're interested in sponsoring a campaign as well. We can talk about it, get a good campaign figured out. And be sure to like and subscribe. It just takes a couple of clicks. It's free. It's easy. You can always unsub the bell if you don't want to get all the notifications whenever I release content. And yeah, that's going to be it. Have a good day. See you next time.